Welcome back, well, viewers. Operation Sindoor was a resounding success. India pounded the terror infrastructure in Pakistan and left Pakistan with a bloody nose as their military infrastructure and air power was left severely crippled by our valiant and alert defense forces, who better to decide and decode the success of Operation Sindoor than one of the world's foremost war historians, Tom Cooper, a military and combat aviation expert who has closely covered multiple wars over the last 20 years and has published over 500 books in collaboration with other experts. Tom Cooper spoke to Group Editor-in-Chief Navika Kumar. How really did India completely overpower Pakistan? As Tom Cooper decodes India's strategy, he tells Navika Kumar how India's strategy to disable the enemy by targeting the air defense in Pakistan enabled India to not only target the terror bases, but also give India a very complete advantage in the air.
Tom Cooper, we've been following you here in India, and you virtually declared that India had a clear-cut victory in the skies. Could you elaborate that for our viewers tonight on why do you think air warfare that we saw between India and Pakistan over the last 3 or 4 days, why do you think India had an advantage and where did Pakistan fail?
As for your question, it's relatively simple. In military terms, it is so that Pakistan attempted to hit back on India with attack UAVs, with artillery missiles, even with ballistic missiles, and essentially this effort has failed because Indian air defenses have shot down the mass of incoming weaponry. And on the other hand, we have seen early on 10th of May, Indian Air Force striking not only Pakistan Air Force bases, but also the both entrances to the Pakistan nuclear weapon storage site at the Mushaf Air Base. This is a part of Sargodha complex. And the fact is, in the military, in the way the military understands warfare, when you start targeting enemy nuclear weapon storage sites, that means you are absolutely sure the enemy cannot hit back. And the reason the enemy cannot hit back, in this case, this enemy is Pakistan, is that you have managed to overpower enemy's defenses and then to block all the enemy attempts to hit you, in this case, India. Therefore, to strike an enemy nuclear weapon storage site is absolutely, evidence of Indian confidence that it cannot hit back, that Pakistan cannot hit back. And from this point of view, it's a clear-cut victory for India.
So let me ask you, India and Indian Defence Forces have so far given no confirmations on striking any nuclear storage sites. In fact, at a press conference by the Defence Forces, they even jokingly said they didn't know where these existed. I want to ask you, because there is a lot of chatter on radioactivity, there is a lot of chatter on social media, on speculation in Western media, on how the American planes actually landed there to take control of the radioactivity. How sure are we that we did damage some of their nuclear storage facilities?
There is a video clearly showing hits on entrances, on both entrances to this nuclear storage site, which means this has been confirmed, which means India has hit these entrances. So now, of course, Pakistanis, the few I've talked with, they say no, this has hit entirely, and so on and so on. But I have a strong feeling, if you want, that India is not shooting, wildly missiles around the place where there are nuclear weapons stored. So overall conclusion is, okay, New Delhi does not want to further escalate. And one should keep in mind, Indian generals in particular, that means the top brass of your armed forces, they are stolidly conservative. They are overcautious, actually, in comparison to what the Westerners are doing, what the Russians are doing. They are not playing with such places like nuclear weapon storage sites. That they wouldn't, let anybody randomly shoot missiles in that direction. This is a clear message. We can hit you, and we can hit you where it hurts. So, conclusion is simply unavoidable. Pakistan cannot protect its own nuclear weapon storage sites, and Pakistan cannot even protect its air bases. Therefore, India is in position of clear advantage. There is nothing else to add to this. What the official New Delhi is then explaining in this regards, that is left to them, but facts are speaking for themselves.
We also have hit 13 Pakistani military targets, including air bases. How much do you think these air bases have been damaged? And do you think this is what brought Pakistan? The combination of the entrance of the nuclear site, the combination with that of the air bases being destroyed, is this what made Pakistan actually bow down and seek American intervention?
Pakistan admitted its defeat. It admitted it cannot continue escalating. It must stop. Or actually, India must stop. So Pakistan has requested India to stop. What American or Western politicians and mass media are reporting in this regard is absolutely irrelevant, because what matters is that Pakistan requested the call. Pakistan made a call and requested the stop. And it wouldn't do so. Pakistanis are not, somebody who is going to bow like this and simply admit, we have been defeated. This is nothing they are doing usually. So therefore, conclusions are de facto on hand. You have Pakistani nuclear weapons facility hit by Indian missiles. You have a number of Pakistani air bases hit by Indian missiles, and Pakistani Director of Military Operations calling New Delhi to stop.